finalists for the men's 400 freestyle S11 class. Well, this class, of course, the S11 for swimmers with visual impairment, swimmers with no vision at all. They will all be wearing blacked out goggles. The 8 swimmers in this final. IBRASHEV from Kazakhstan, ZALEVSKYY from Ukraine in lane number 2. Israel Oliver, can he challenge for the gold medal? The Spanish swimmer in lane number 3. Bradley SNYDER, championship record in the heats this morning, looked pretty comfortable. And Matheus SOUSA from Brazil in 5. Tharon Drake was disqualified in this morning's heats, was reinstated after a protest. Sergio ZAYAS from Argentina in lane number 7, and Amadeu CRUZ from Portugal in lane number 8. And there's Bradley SNYDER. World record held by the great John Morgan, 4:20.83. That has stood since the Barcelona Paralympics of 1992, Giles.
Take your marks.
Well, it's a good start all round, but in this class where there is no vision at all, it's so important to go off square from the block, because as we've already seen there, in lane number 5, Matheus SOUSA went straight onto the lane rope, and that cost him a massive amount of time against Bradley SNYDER. Bradley SNYDER, he's on the lane rope, but he's not hitting it. He's skewing across the lane now. There's the tap. It's a good tap. He's over cleanly, straight onto the legs to drive himself out of that. And also with a good tap and turn was Israel Oliver of Spain in the lane outside of him. But this is good freestyle swimming indeed from Bradley SNYDER. Lovely and smooth, Paul. Hands come over, very, very workmanlike, using the body as a datum to transfer the power into the water. Israel Oliver on the outside of him, having to work a lot harder, much more up and down. Oh, no, he's caught the lane rope, and he's going to have to go back and touch the wall to get back in this race, which he can do. He's not broken the rules there, but that is a potential disaster for Bradley SNYDER.
Well, we saw that happen to him in the Paralympic Games, something very, very similar, that someone in the next lane, you see how close he is to the lane ropes, someone in the next lane actually touched him. He thought he was coming to the turn, he thought it was a tapper, and he turned in the middle of the pool. Quite similar there, he touched the lane rope, thought he was at the turn, went for his tumble turn, of course, there was no wall there. So he had to go back and to get himself back on the wall, but he's recovered well, hasn't he?
Well, it just goes to show the class of the man, doesn't it? That you can afford to make a mistake like that. And within, well, what, within 75 meters, he's already found 4 meters over Drake, over SOUSA, apologies, and Oliver either side of him. And he looks now to be much more in his rhythm. There's no rule that says how long that tapping stick has to be. Obviously, the advantage of having a longer tapping stick, that was a great tap and turn. No rule that says how long it's going to be. Obviously, the longer it is, then you give your swimmer a greater amount of time to work to get their stroke cycle right as they come into the turn. But as the stick is longer, you lose accuracy for that tap on the back. The advantage, obviously, is a shorter stick. Bradley SNYDER's tapper uses a very, very short sticks indeed as they tap him on the back, but it means that he doesn't get long to react there. He only gets, well, half a stroke, really, and he's got to go straight into that turn. But he is just ruling this race. as they come into the final 25 meters of the 300-meter mark.
He's kind of zigzagging across the lanes here, as he did that we saw him again at the end of the 100. He's really not keeping that straight line very well at all. Bradley SNYDER coming into the turn now. Let's see if he can get over here. Yeah, he's over safely this time.
Gets that one nicely done. And there you can see the much, much longer tapping stick of Matheus SOUSA on the outside of him.
Bradley SNYDER now, can he keep his straight line here? He's veering away. We didn't see that in the heats. He's really losing the direction at all. That little mishap earlier in the race, it looks like it has affected him. It's affected his instincts there as he's going down the lane here. He's on his way back though. He'll be pleased to finish this one. Again, veering over to the left-hand side of the lane. That's not like the Bradley SNYDER that we know, but he is going to surely come home for a world title again. Oh goodness, he just can't get off those ropes, can he, Giles?
Well, he keeps hitting them and hitting them, but he's coming now into the final 15 meters, Paul. That's surely going to cost him a lot of time, all those mistakes.
Well, his time from this morning was 4:41.30. He's gone 4:37.13. It was such a ragged swim from Bradley SNYDER, but he was comfortably in first position. 4:37.13 for SNYDER. Matheus SOUSA, 4:45.45 at silver for Brazil. And it looks like Tharon Drake here coming in now for third position. Tharon Drake ahead of Israel Oliver. And Bradley SNYDER, well, what a ragged race that was for Bradley SNYDER. My goodness, he just could not get off the ropes. Once you get into the ropes, it must be very difficult to come off those ropes and to maintain your straight line.
Well, and these lane ropes, they're not like rubbing shoulders with a marshmallow. They are anti-wave lane ropes here, coming into lane one to finish. IBRASHEV.
There's Amadeu CRUZ from Portugal. There's Tharon Drake. Well, Tharon Drake, he's had an up and down day here. I'm not sure if he's actually miscounted Tharon Drake in the black hat. We've got him on our system that he's in the bronze medal position, didn't have to do this final 100. Looks like he's doing 500 here. Tharon Drake has done 500 in the same time as Amadeu CRUZ has done 400. They come in absolutely together. Tharon Drake will stop this time in lane number 6. But here's Bradley SNYDER, the winner of the 400 freestyle S11, 4:37.13. But what a ragged swim it was.
Oh, it was, wasn't it? And I think they're going to have to go away and work on how on earth they're going to try and get him swimming straighter. He was good off the start, wasn't he? But then once he'd hit the lane rope once, he zigzagged round. Oh my word, he even has his hand jammed into the lane rope. Now, you're not allowed to pull on the lane ropes. We'll have to wait and see if... And he clonks it there on his elbow. He'll come out of this one scuffed to bits. And here's the final tap. Well, he gets that bit right. In the end, it didn't matter. Improved on his final time. And there he is. Well, they're having a bit of a laugh about it with his tapper. And they will have their goggles checked to make sure that they can't see through them. All blacked out.